my name is Nur Fazla Shamimi binti Muhammad Shukri and my metric number is 304199. Today I'm going to talk about the determinant of Lenovo performance. This chapter briefly discusses an overview of Lenovo, a leading company based in China. This will cover the company history and background, followed by the problem statement, research objective, scope of study, research question, and report organizations. Next, we move into the company background. Lenovo Group is a global technology company based in China. Founded in 1984 by Liu Quanzi, which is the company founder, it has grown into a major player in PC, smartphone, server, and smart device. Lenovo has gained global recognition after acquiring IBM ThinkPad laptop business in 2005. Followed by IBM server business and Motorola smartphone in 2014. It focuses on innovation through its smart transformation strategy and now earns over 60 billion in annual revenue. The company is led by CEO and chairman by Mr. Yang Guangxi with a strong corporate governance in place. Next, we move to the problem statement of Lenovo company. The problem statement are security and privacy risks, lack of transparency, and inadequate risk management and oversight. So next we move to the research objective. The first one is to investigate the internal factor like debt to income, operating margin, operating ratio that could influence on Lenovo performance. And second one is to investigate the external factor like unemployment, interest rate, exchange rate that could influence on Lenovo performance. And the third one, which is to investigate both internal and external factors that could influence on Lenovo performance. So next we move to the literature review. First, I'm going to introduce you to liquidity risk. Liquidity risk is according to Holmstrom and Tyrrell 1998. This risk arises because revenue and payment do not occur at the same time. Ideally, an organization could obtain financing by pledging its future income as collateral. And next, we move to the market risk. This means that according to Brown and Taylor 2004, determine that companies that are well governed had a better risk management and they are less likely to be affected by the swing or changes in the market. And for credit risk refers to the possibility that a counterparty, for example borrower or customer, fail to pay its debt leading to financial losses for the lender. This statement is picked by Solomon 2012. For this slide, I will explain the methodology used in this study. Firstly, we use sampling technique by using financial data collected from annual report of Lenovo Group in China for a 10-year period from 2015 to 2024. The study tests three main models, which involve dependent variable and one dependent variable. Model 1 focuses on internal factor only. Model 2 focuses on external factor only, while Model 3 combination of internal and external factor. All these models aim to examine the effect on firm performance, which is measured using return on equity as their dependent variable. And then the data will be calculated and analyzed. The extracted data will be used to calculate financial ratios such as ROA, ROE, current ratios, and others. And then linear regression analysis will be conducted using SPSS to generate descriptive statistic, correlation analysis, model summary, ANOVA, and coefficient table. So now we move to the statistic descriptive. Based on the statistic descriptive, the average return on equity ROE for Lenovo over 10-year period is 0.4730, which equivalent to 47.3%, which means that for every ringgit of shareholder equity invested, Lenovo generates an average profit of 47 cents. Meanwhile, for standard deviation is 0.3734, or 37.34% indicate a relatively high variation from the average. This suggests that Lenovo profitability was not consistent every year, with significant fluctuation in its annual ROE. Now, I will briefly explain the variables that have significant and non-significant relationship on return on equity or ROE. First, we have return on asset, which is ROA. ROA shows a strong and statistically significant positive correlation with ROE, with a Pearson correlation of R equal to 0.614 and p-value equal to 0.029. This means that when a company is more efficient at generating profit from its asset, it tends to deliver a higher return to shareholder. Second is debt-to-income ratio. This variable has an even stronger and significant positive correlation with ROE equal to 0.687 and P equal to 0.014. This suggests that companies using more debt compared to their income can potentially enhance their equity return, indicating effective use of leverage. Third, we find that average collection period also have a significant positive correlation with ROE equal to 0.14 and P equal to 0.030. Although this seems unusual, it might reflect the company's specific credit strategies that actually support profitability. Finally, the interest rate. This variable has a moderate negative correlation with ROE equal to negative 0.318, but the p-value is 0.185, which is not statistically significant. In other words, we cannot confidently say that interest rate change in the real impact of ROE case. Next, we move to the model summary. There are three regression models tested to explain Lenovo ROE. The first one is internal factor model. Include financial ratio like ROA and operating margin. The R square are equal to 0.862, meaning that 86.2% of ROE changes are explained by internal company performance, which is a very strong one. Next, we move to the external model factor, including inflation, unemployment, and interest rate. The R square are equal to 0.605, but adjusted R square are equal to 0.268. This shows external factors have a weaker and less consistent impact on ROE. And next, we move to the combined model, include both internal and external factors. The R square are equal to 0.871 and adjusted R square are equal to 0.759. The best among the model. This means that combining both types of variables gives the most accurate and prediction of ROE. Next, we move to the ANOVA slide. This ANOVA analyzed into three models, which is internal, external, and both combined data. For internal factor model, the significant value is 0.027, which is below than 0.05. This indicates that internal factors have a statistically significant effect on return on equity. Meanwhile, the external factor model have a significant value of 0.260, and the combined model show 0.197, both of which are above than 0.05. Therefore, these models are considered as not statistically significant. In conclusion, only internal factors are significant impact on company financial performance, especially in ROE. So we move to the coefficient slide. This slide presents the coefficient analysis in three different models: internal, external, and both combined data. For the internal factor model, only two variables statistically significant, which is current ratio with p-value of 0.006 and operation ratio with 0.003. These values are below than 0.05, indicating that these variables have meaningful impact in ROE. For the external model, all p-values are above than 0.05, meaning none of the external variables show significant effect on ROE. Similarly, in the combined model, none of the variables are statistically significant either, as all p-values remain above 0.05. In conclusion, internal and external factors jointly influence Lenovo ROE performance, with firm-specific elements such as debt-to-income ratio and broader macroeconomic variables like exchange rate playing notable role. The combined effect highlights the importance of integrated financial and strategic management for improving shareholder return. And for the improvement, Lenovo should focus on managing debt-to-income ratio and exchange rate risk to improve capital efficiency and overall financial health. And Lenovo should increasing profit margin and operating cash flow. I think that's all for me. My name is Nur Fazila Syahmi and my metric number is 304199. I think that's all for today's presentation. Thank you.